real quick, Jacaerys. When Rhaenyra was like, so I can't ride a dragon, what you gonna do? You gonna ride your dragon? And it's funny because Rhaenyra laughed at him like, that little shit. Yo, did you remember how Aemond came after the little son with the other little dragon? And it's like, dude, y'all don't stand a chance. This episode was everything. I am loving it. I am excited. And I am so sad that this is the end. One more episode and we are out of here. Rhaenyra is cocky this episode and I love it. She is in power and she understands the assignment, and so does everybody else. So Rhaenyra gets to Adam and she's like, yo, we about to throw down, because she's thinking that it's the opposing team, but then she realizes that it's not, and she's like, hold up. He kneels to her and he's like, listen, I don't want no problems, I want to learn. And this guy is so humble, but she's like, why is he so quick to bend the knee? You know, as if he's a savage, but he's not. Papa didn't raise him, so we're going to say Mama raised him right. Adam just wants to learn and he is ready. She has a loyal soldier on her hands and she's not used to that. She's used to all the kings riding the dragons and everybody else in power. So, you know, they got that ego. They're massaging their situations. And then it gets back to Alicent. Alicent got to get out of that castle. She needs to take a trip. She gets a tent and she takes one person with her and she's like, listen, I need to get out of here. It looked like she can barely breathe right now. And at the same time, you see Sir Larry standing there talking to, I don't know the guy's name, but the guy is like, listen, I heard a rumor that Sea Smoke has a rider. And I'm like, the element of surprise is gone. And Sir Larry looks at the guy and he's looking down at Aemond. Now, did y'all notice the two guys down there on the ground? That is the guys that was laughing at Aemond when he was in the whorehouse for being with that lady. They were definitely being penalized. So Sir Larry is looking at this. He says in but so many words, like, if you want to tell him. But I mean, you don't even know if it's true or not. You deal with it. I'm not putting my name on that. But see, Larry is shady. It's like he could have dug and found out the validity of it if he wanted to, but I think he knew that it probably was real, or I think he did dig into it. And he's like, I'm not giving Aemond this information. I'm with your boy Aegon, and we got to make sure he is better so that I can have some kind of control in this castle. Rhaenyra get back to the castle, and Jacaerys is pissed off. Jacaerys, because you know you in the same position as Adam and all of them, right? No humility at all for your step cousins and uncles. And I mean, they're your cousins, but whatever. He's like, so anybody could ride a dragon. You know, he felt like he shut everybody up with the rumors saying that he was not his father's son because he was able to ride a dragon. But now we realize that half kids can ride a dragon. And he's like, Mom, did you know I was going to be born with black hair? This is embarrassing. But I'm listening to him and like, yo, Jacaerys, we are at war. We can't not do this because you're in your feelings. Figure out your feelings later on. And I'm going to tell you, Rhaenyra broke it down. In the beginning, it seemed like Rhaenyra still can't get it together. She's like, I don't know. He's got blood back and far. And Mysaria's like, I can't. You do know that y'all men be reckless and be spreading their seeds all over the place, including your daddy, but all of y'all. Like, I know for a fact, this is what my job was, and this is what they do. Hello, remember Damien? And Rhaenyra is like, yeah, but, you know, we can't give peasants. She ain't say peasants, but she talking about peasants. We can't give them the right to ride dragons and stuff like that. And she's like, why? Because your family is so much more civil? And she thinks about it. And she's like, yeah, Aegon and Aemond, they are the devil. Yeah, you know what? And it's facts. Miss Sarah is actually speaking facts. I still don't trust her. We know she is getting in Rhaenyra's head. So Rhaenyra is like going to be her number one, trusting and all of that. Lord Corlys comes to see Adam, and it looks like he wants to actually say something to him. And he just, pride, he just doesn't. He says two words and he's like, yeah, you know what? You could be released to be a dragon rider. And it seemed like he like liked it, and then he just left. I'm like, dude, you got to stop punking out and claim your kids. Like, I don't understand what is the big deal. I guess you don't want the world to know that you cheated on your wife. Like, get in line, because all them ninjas be doing it. House Tally, new lord is there, Oscar, and he's River Lords. We got to get it together. He tells Damien, I am here for Queen Rhaenyra, not you. You are a savage, but Queen Rhaenyra. However, when he's talking to Damien, he seems like a little boy. But then he gets in front of the River Lords and he's like, we're not following you. We're following Rhaenyra. And, you know, he dug him a couple. And at this point, he was ready. He was ready for Damien. He's like, you know, you could do whatever you want to try to do here, but my peoples are right here. So they're going to knock you out before you get anywhere. Damien caught that drift and he had to dial it back. Now, Damien really wants the agreement with the River Lords. So his supposedly Ace Boon Coon did the dirty work that Damien asked him to do. And Oscar's like, you're going to have to give us one. He was being a savage in our community. This is not going to go unpunished. So Damien trifling. He's so trifling. Damien does it himself, as he should. But it shouldn't, because he gave his word. Savage. How you spell Damien? Savage. Savage. That's how Damien is pronounced. But then he goes back and you see the goat. And I'm like, yes, that ain't nothing but a demon, because Damien is acting like that right now. Grand Mastro is making Aegon walk, but that is under direct request from Sir Larys. Because Larys is like, we got to get him together. Rhaenyra is looking at Lady Jane. Jane is like, bye-bye. Get out of my castle. Take that mess and go about your business. So as soon as the door is closed, Rhaenyra looks at her. She looks at those darn kids. And she's like, listen, this life ain't for me. I'm going to go get me a dragon, because I am built to be a rider. So she sets on her way to go get Sheep Stealer. However, I actually have a problem with it. I didn't before. Now I do, because there's a rumor that another character is supposed to get Sheep Stealer. So apparently they may be changing it, because it looks like Rhaenyra is hot on the trails of this Sheep Stealer. However, based on all these YouTube videos I've been listening to, it seems like the character that's actually supposed to be riding Sheep Stealer is so complex, and it would have been amazing to actually see. So I am taking a step down. I'm actually not on board with Rhaenyra having Sheep Stealer, because that character, baby, she would have been fun to watch, because I heard she was unruly. She was like homeless. She raised herself. She's on a savage mode, tomboyish, all of this, whatever you want to call it. And she don't play. And she's very smart. So we'll see how it plays out. I have no idea. I really think it's going to Rhaenyra though. And it's just a totally different thing. It calls for popcorn. So like, that's how crazy that storyline would have been. But okay. Rhaenyra. So Rhaenyra is like, I'm getting all of these people out here, and we are definitely going to get a whole bunch of bastards. We're going to have an army of bastards. Love it. And I've been crying for this. Remember I kept saying that? I'm like, yes. Anyway, so they put the message out, and all of these half Targaryens and others, they're coming out, right? Hugh was there, and I already know he was going to get a dragon. I didn't read. I didn't know spoiler alerts or nothing, but you could tell. And then we're going to call this guy Bastard, because I don't know his name, but I like him. Sort of. I do. The Bastard. There's the picture. So he's sitting there with the guys, and he's like, they're like, yo, you can claim a dragon. And he's like, no. And at first I'm like, he's not a Targaryen. I was like, he's lying. He's about to get caught in his lies. And he's like, fine, I'll go. So he's going, because I was like, oh, he's going to get a dragon. But the way he was acting, I was like, he not a Targaryen. He lying. But they hyping him up. They're like, oh, you a coward. He's like, no, I'm going. So he goes. So now everybody gets there, all these bastards, and they're going to try the dragon. And Rhaenyra is standing there, and the order of dragons come out, and they're like, listen, we want no parts of this. this is not the way it's done. And I'm like, as if y'all calmed the dragon down before the last guy was taken out. Like, what do y'all do? Bye. We good. Move on. So Rhaenyra is hosting the ceremony. And that's what I'm saying. You don't got to go get him and change. She stands right there. She says, Vathamar, come. And it's just quiet, but you hear like rattling and stuff. And you hear it coming. And I'm like, oh, he's coming. He's coming. Then he stands over her. I said, oh, but did you see the face she gave? Like, I'm not scared of none of these things. Like, that was how she asserted power. She's like, we ready. We are ready. Y'all want to try to ride this, right? Now I'm going to step aside. When I step aside, y'all on y'all own. I can control him. Now let's see which one of y'all got that kind of juice. So she goes upstairs and it starts off and I'm like, yo, how is this going to be a contained fire? Because it seemed like everybody's all like a concert, yo. I'm like, this is kind of unsafe, but what dragon is safe, right? That was unsafe. And I'm like, how is Hugh going to get on a dragon with all of this fire going on before the fire started? I'm just like, okay. So they take one and the dragon is like, not today. So the dragon starts taking them out and he's like eating them like nothing. And I'm sitting there like, Rhaenyra, did you feed those dragons today? Because a part of me think you bought them hungry. So all the commotion is going out. This guy bastard, he's like so confused. He's like, he walks further in the cave. I don't think he knew there was more dragons in there. Meanwhile, Hugh is trying to save somebody. So he's like, yo, Vathamar, you are not going to scare me. It's like, yo, if you want to go, you're going to go. But these people got to get out of here. And he's yelling at him. And Vathamar liked that mess. He was like, at your service, Hugh. So there we go. Now Bastard is running around. In the beginning, I was like, he's going to get a dragon. He's going to get a dragon. But after his hesitation and stuff, I'm like, nah, he's not like us. But no. And then he's in there and he almost steps on this egg and the dragon appears. I said, he's gone. He's gone. And I'm just waiting. I'm like, I'm tense. He's tense. I'm tense. I'm like, where's this fire? Where's this? And the fire did not come. And he's like whimpering. He's like screaming. And I'm like, you don't have to be brave for these dragons either. And that's what I thought Adam wasn't that brave. Everyone's like, oh, he was brave. I'm like, no, he was terrified. He's definitely, you ain't going to run a quarter mile and not be terrified, right? And then especially when the dragon gets up on you, you just bracing for impact. The dragon kneels. Now I got to figure out why he was selected. Somebody got to tell me. Now we get back to Aemond, and this was the funny part because Aemond's sitting at the table. You see Sir Larys's face because there's a commotion, and Sir Larys already knows, and he's like, Aemond is about to find out. He's sitting there. Aemond looks out the window, and he sees a dragon. He's like, oh, somebody's gonna come up on us? He runs out. He sits on his dragon and he's like, let's go, let's go. I was like, oh my gosh, Aemond is going to cripple that dragon. This dragon knew what he was doing. I got to figure this out because that is hilarious. He flew across King's Landing to get Aemond's dragon's attention and then he flew back to his crew like, we in here. It's like the dragon knew that he was taking out his team. And he brings Aemond over there and Aemond, from what I saw at the end, they said Aemond was scared. And I'm like, oh, because then you see Rhaenyra and stuff. He saw all those dragons there. Good job. Y'all got to stop leaving me on cliffhangers because now y'all got me fiending and now I'm acting like a fiend and I'm looking for spoiler alerts. This is not good. One more episode. So yeah, y'all book readers and stuff like that. Y'all can't spoil the movie that much anymore because they totally seem like they're going off. Anyway, I'm Amina Seen It and like, comment, and subscribe. And yo, let's chat down below. Love it. Mwah.